Starting lineup, Mordekaiser, Kane, Nunu, Jinx, Tom, up against Kaylee, Yi, Nefiri, Fortune, Brand. Rating of the picks for a lower ranked game, Mordekaiser as a top, 9. Kane in the jungle, 5. Nunu as a mid, 0. Tom in support, 10. Kaylee as a top, 4. Yi in the jungle, 7. Nefiri as a mid, 10. Fortune as a shooter, 7. Brand in support, 5. Here in this game, a couple of real risky picks, usually with very volatile outcomes, and just a real battle of the extremes. We also have this 0 up against 10 matchup, and even with a different kind of pacing, you still find the same misery. You have some kind of people who are willing to pay any price to show off their ego. This is where you want to look for answers. And how much you can do with a little, to go by a little and win by a little. Taking it from the top, bunch of older people, but we're young at heart, going to do this little jungle expedition foolishness again. Two behaviors stand out in this enterprise. You're going to have this older person in the Stom player, entirely forgetting the kind of crowd that he's in, the nature of the average league player, and just completely overcommitting, believing in the goodness and the kindness and the trust of his own team. And if you put your faith in league players, you will quickly go down and pay the consequences. The second layer of this enterprise is this Nunu player visibly pulling back, especially egregious because of his natural tankiness and his natural ability to absorb damage. Take a moment to look where Jinx is at in this play when she comes by, and take a moment to look at where Nunu is at. Then consider how much more damage Nunu can swallow than Jinx. And so immediately, of course, the troll emerges. And we're going to have this piece of debris just delighting in driving this entire game into chaos and misery. You have Nunu benefiting immediately from that passive Tusk. You deal bonus magic damage based on the target's current health pool. You have this massive snowball as well, bring some team utility, and especially applying crowd control when enemies would want to escape. This is also an ability that has been redone and renamed quite a couple of times. Tom Kench, naturally one of the three strongest early game champs, approaching literal indestructibility. Where there is smoke, there is fire. And of course the fact that you get him down like that immediately points to mismanagement and team abuse. This Stom player, more courteous than the others, cannot stand to see his team suffer. Gonna come over to try to help this Kane here, not per se something that others would do, because it's far too late. And a lot of the damage that goes into this Brand and Fortune is a combo of the first spell, Switcheroo, and the passive, Let's Get Excited. One thing we've discovered in these couple of episodes about Jinx so far is that her default attack damage seems to be very high. This is all without adding any items. All you have is Storm Mail here. Psychologically, probably two things that stand out. First of all, there is no way in the league environment that this Kane is going to consider this a save, a rescue, or a team play. Second, Brand really doesn't expect the long-range takedown, and this is why psychologically it's much better to have a snipe with a stun pistol than a snipe with a sniper rifle. Because people don't really think of the stun pistol as being snipe ready. And that's a huge advantage. She's more awkward than Caitlyn. In strategy, being awkward is frequently a very good thing. The traditional mid-involvement, which is to say, of course, no involvement at all. Because if you're Nafiri and you're wildly dominating the mid lane because your matchup is Nunu, why would you have any kind of responsibility to help out Fortune or Brand here so that they do not die? I mean, let's be reasonable about this. You are mid. You have no responsibilities. Everybody else has the responsibility. Your role is just to shine, right? Because you got mid. One thing about me as a player, I have an immense struggle with the lane minions, trailing Kayn, and I'm going to benefit from wild, uncontrolled jungle input. Kayn, not a finisher, I'm going to finish for him. Jinx, in a word, really to execute, and this low-held Brand is just a thing for my kit. Under normal circumstances, you hide behind Tom. These lane minions going to prevent that for me. This Yi player really the key to this game, and this man has a personal problem with Jinx and is effectively going to save every single cooldown for me throughout the entirety of this game, which is going to end up costing me an extra 5 or 6 or so deaths. Jinx, when it comes to finishing off low health enemies, the best in the game, or the best that I can think of right now in any case. But again, despite that, not at all a casual friendly champ. You have that Rast, darkened form of Kayn here. This form enables him to convert a portion of the damage into healing. Not going to help him here, because he's going to have to retreat anyway. We're gonna have this iconic misallocation of roles here involving Nunu playing the ADC and this Kayn going to play tank, and of course that doesn't work. We have this Brand standing around at first. Because we have this specific Kayn form, you have a ton of that life steal, so he goes back and forth and back and forth. I attempt to execute with the ultimate, you have the rest holding back, so I'm just gonna give them an assist instead. And you have Nunu diving all the way in to finish it off and get the kill. And of course Nunu wasn't built like that, he doesn't have any spells for that, so it doesn't work and he ends up going going down. With this Nunu on our team, we had a 4-on-5 game, this Kaylee coming to the rescue with an astonishing amount of brain-dead energy. This Kaylee going to make it effectively a 4-on-4. And the fact that this Nunu is focused on collecting items, ADC perspective, and this Kayn is going to be focused on absorbing damage, an inability to execute these very simple tasks such as supporting, tanking, maging. And instead of first achieving victory, we're going to instead make a clown show. You do a unique victory dance a la Odell Beckham Jr. These wild, expressive things such as picking Nunu for mid, wanting to hyper carry on Nunu, and you're going to use that to stand out, rather than just being victorious and doing something unique with that. The personality should really come afterwards as a celebration and a mark of success. Then you make the impossible possible in terms of just constantly having a guy playing for the enemy team. And who knows, without any infighting, it may have theoretically been possible. Up to about 23 minutes in, everything's gonna be fine, but something's going to gradually get stuck up the rear end of this Mordekaiser player, and as we can see with this Nunu interaction going to become more and more about kill stealing again. The mid lane allows me a lot of opportunity to hit you with that missile once you're exposed, and that's going to help push back whatever comes up to the mid lane turret. Eventually this Yi going to rinse and repeat using all of his cooldowns on me. Of course a special surprise waiting for him so you get a lot more resistance. We're going to have a lot of chaotic overreach from both this Kayn and this Nunu, and about a good 28 minutes in, this Mordekaiser going to start a bunch of infighting, which in some sense will turn us into a 3-man team. If we have to generalize the synergy of these picks for the blue team, we would have to say AB, and at times you see that perfect tank wall emerge between a Mordekaiser as a pick and a Tom as a pick. Seeing them almost side by side, you have an unbreakable front line, but behind that you really only have a single real shooter being able to make use of that unbreakable wall, and that would be myself. We have really seen a lot of Kayn, and I mean a lot. I really don't understand why suddenly Kayn is all over the place. Might I have accidentally ended up in a much younger group of people suddenly for my games? I don't know. This seemed to be mostly a group of young adults based on the hour, the name, the profiles, and everything else. Were we to look at this red team pick synergy, we would have to say AC. We have Fortune being relatively volatile as a pick. You have Brand, who is flat out wrong in that position. You have Yi, which is a kind of very special shooter. And then you have Kaylee, who really in many ways has no place in the top lane and cannot at all fulfill the top lane duties. So the only real pick here that is self-sustaining is this Naafiri. And this is a team that really should be losing to just about anybody, which makes all of this so much more shameful. Looking at these individuals, looking at their behavior, getting an understanding of their role, we would have to say This Mordekaiser, really the reason why we came up with behavior scores between an A, B, and a C. And really, despite all things, especially the KDA, despite the experience, despite the pick, I'm going to shock myself and say, honestly, a C. Because I personally believe that your immense childishness about 30 minutes in literally turned a victory into a loss. So this is an excellent example of how behavior can be completely separate from expertise in KDA. Yeah, and it's just reactionism, little more on a moral level under attack than these bodhisattva values of being proactive rather than reactive. Just all over, we're going to capsize all of these games under this banner. You went 21-12, but what good is it with this constant 1v9 attitude about everything? I wonder in all of this how much thinking you've ever done for yourself. We have this Kane player who's going to somehow trigger Eclipse at the same time as this Nafiri about 28 minutes in, which will be the first and the last time that you ever see Eclipse being triggered on Kane. We would have to say a B. You were involved with items like Black Cleaver and Thornmail. You did some solid thinking for yourself, but in the end, just not a gram of team player in you in terms of making sacrifices. In fact, it seemed like frequently when it came to me and this Nunu, the more you could get us killed, the better. You went 14-14, which is good in this game considering how weak Kane is. We have this Nunu. You went Malignance. You ended up 6-20. And you're typically one of those guys like you're going around saying dirty words and stuff, but really, with the way that you position yourself in every possible manner, who at the end of the day really bent over, boy? Who was it that actually bent over? We would have to say a C and make this a 4-on-5 game initially until the Scaly pitched in. We have this Storm. You went Sunfire, Heartsteel, Thornmail, Kanik, slightly too defensive. You went 18-9 with 25 assists. We would have to say an A. And so much the more with this type of winner attitude on a winner champion really allows us to see to what degree this community crumbles, falls apart, because it's especially in contrast to this guy that you can see what we could have actually accomplished without the monkeying around. We have this Kaylee. You say that you're a woman of color. You also say that you're still an apprentice. If you think of yourself as still an apprentice, which in League would be the lowest rank, why exactly are you here? You seem to have zero experience on Kaylee. You went 2-13. You call yourself an apprentice. Why are you here? If you think all of those things about yourself, go back to training. You're just almost capsizing a team. It's so wildly irresponsible. And you just cannot hold both positions at the same time. They're mutually exclusive. You're a walking contradiction. A clear-cut C. In attempting to sink this team indirectly. We have this Yi. The best Yi player that we've ever seen. You wanted to see only the good things. And just mind-boggling. Watching this at work, you would have to argue. You never have an excuse to lose. This guy very obviously soloed this game. And it goes to show you that so much is possible. You went Kraken and Rageblade. You also went Bloodthirster. Some of those really do not seem to be optimal. An obvious A. as you put this whole team on your back. We have this Nefiri with a bunch of dubious items such as Hubris, Essence Reaver, Profane, UN 20 and 20. We would have to say an A. One thing especially about this Nefiri is you made responsible choices, and this person was not running away from difficulty and would try anything to win. We have this Fortune going 8 and 14. We would have to say a B. You went Yomu and Infinity, you could do worse. This could have by itself worked. You backed up your team in some cases. Then we have this Brand going a spectacular by the scenes. This is, by the way, a Brand player with over 30 mastery. Something we see so frequently, as I am an alt hopper and a champ hopper with 0 mastery. You see these guys with 30 mastery. You've been with this champ forever. This is a dysfunctional position in every way. You're going 2 and 17. My goodness, man. How did this Yi ever pull this off? I would argue in this case the KDA really does matter, and we're gonna leave that at a C because a lot of this is deliberate. A lot of this is the positions that you choose to put yourself in, which makes it so much harder on other people. Just between the infinite ego of this Mordekaiser and the desire to stand out in this Nunu. Just wasting everybody else's time. It's very clear that you yourself have had horrible experiences on shooters and ADCs because you can't control them and you're taking a lot of that out on people like me. And if you think that it's impossible to be up 20 kills and still completely lose the game, well, let me introduce you to this team. Why is this superior to this? Because you're an online cult cook, and the only thing that you can do is mimic everything you see without thinking for yourself. They go Takashi 69, and so you go Nadashi 69. They go Spirit Visage on everything, and so you go Spirit Visage on everything. You're a copy-paste. Comparing this Yi in his ability to collect, of course you have way more potent offensive spell power, meaning the things on your bar are going to accelerate you past a point that Kane couldn't even dream of. And that translates, of course, in how much you can convert. We have here the unconventional pick in Nunu, and we see whether you can capitalize on that spell casting or not. And the shame naturally becomes more apparent once we add Tom, where you get a complete picture as to why this is not the way to go. Moving on.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Who needs reasons? I'm wearing lots of belts. Isn't it all? Let's just behave. Said no one ever. I don't even think once about blowing stuff. You're my favorite waste of bullets. Ask me if I'm listening. And I'm not. The plan?
An ally has been slain.
I have the best intentions.
An ally has been slain.
I really need a new gun. But don't tell my other guns.
regroup. They're the same thing!
Duck! Just kidding, that one. You're not laughing. She's such a loser. Always ready to cry.
You have slain an enemy.
So then we did that on purpose.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Jinx? Stands for Jinx. Durr. What if I had a gun that... That other gun?
An enemy has been slain.
You think I'm crazy? You should see my...
An ally has been slain.
Now where was I? All right, you can have it.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I'm crazy. Got a doctor's note.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Let's just behave. Said no one ever.
I won't become more. If you do leave me, just whisper.
An ally has been slain.
Hold on. I'm about to see something really cool.
Killing spree.
Ask me if I'm listening. Hint.
Turret plating will soon fall. Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
Oh, part of the plan, I guess.
Rampage. Double kill.
I really need a new gun. But don't tell my other guns.
An enemy has been slain.
Wait, I'm thinking. trying to care. I just can't.
Godlike. An enemy has been slain.
You think I'm crazy? You should see my...
Ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Where was I? Alright.
An enemy has been slain.
Whatever, let's just start shooting. Ah, come on. What's the worst?
Slain an enemy.
I'm crazy. Got a doctor's note. Who needs reasons?
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm wearing lots of belts.
The stars are coming.
Killing spree.
Let's just behave.
Where are you hiding?
I don't even think once.
Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down. Rampage. An enemy has been slain.
I'm about to see something really cool.
Enemy double kill.
Best intentions. Stay still! I'm trying to shoot you. I really need a new gun. But don't tell my other guns. Seriously, are you helping?
Has been slain. Dominating. Shut down.
Bullets.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. Has been slain. Has been slain. Triple kill.
Such a loser. Always ready to cry. Da-da-da-da. Jinx? Stands for Jinx.
Has been slain.
Shot other guns.
Has been slain.
I'm trying to care, but I just can't.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
I'm crazy. You should see my sister.
Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain.
Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
An ally has been slain. You have been slain. Aced.
Reasons.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm wearing lots of belts. For no reason at all.
Has been slain.
Hold on. I'm about to see something really cool.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Ask me if I'm listening. Hint, I'm not. All part of the plan I just made up.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage.
I'm thinking. How do people do this?
Destroyed. Shut down. Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Aced. Your inhibitor has respawned.
Stands for jinx. What if I had a gun that shot other guns? You're my favorite waste of bullets. I'm trying to care.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
You think I'm crazy? You should see my sister.
Enemy killing spree. Rampage.
All right.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Whatever. Let's just start shooting. Ah, come on. What's the worst?
Enemy double kill. You have been slain. Defeat. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
A little help? Anyone?
Minions have spawned. Killing spree. Rampage. Unstoppable. Dominating. Killing spree. Killing spree. Turret plating will soon fall. Killing spree. Killing spree. team has scored an ace.